do you think a lot of people like face this problem of, doing something or being enrolled in a program and for whatever reason
Yeah.
not wanting to switch up because of maybe family
Yeah.
pressures or, stigma?
Oh, for sure. I think like I would say majority of people in college or in university or in careers are in the wrong place. I
Mm.
truly believe that, and it all comes down to two things in my opinion. One is bad advice and bad mentorship. Like think about it like from a high school perspective, your mentors are your career counselor. Now that person who's a career counselor in high school, he or she has not seen all careers, obviously.
Yeah.
Now that's one person, and then they're in some high school where they have to deal with 400, 500 students. They're not going to be able to give individual career advice to
Yeah,
that student.
it's a big weight on like the counselor's shoulders as well to,
Oh, for sure. And
yeah.
then they're like, and then they're, giving advice like, hey, yeah, you should try engineering if you love science. Like that's kind of the advice they give. And it's very like, subject matter advice. On the other hand is like parents, especially in Canada, if you think about it, there's a lot of immigrant families, and they come from backgrounds that are very specific, right? Like even for my family, when I said I'm becoming an investment banker, they didn't really know what that meant. And for them, it was kind of a downgrade from being an engineer, right? So
Yeah.
so the advice you get, the coaching you get, is one of the biggest reasons why people end up in the wrong avenues. The other part I would say is peer pressure.
Mhm.
When you look at your fellow classmates, either in high school who are going to undergrad or who are in undergrad going to a profession, what you realize is there's this herd mentality, right? So if the smartest kid in your high school class is going to this amazing engineering program, you'd be like, oh man, maybe I'm making a mistake by not getting into that program. I should also be going into that program. Similarly, in college or in university, when you look at the kid who is the coolest kid or the one with the highest GPA going to work at NASA or working at like Boeing, right? You're like, oh, or like getting that job at Goldman Sachs, for example. You're like, oh, I should also be getting that because he or she got that. So
Yeah.
people end up in situations in the second phase where they're like in roles or work environments that they're 100% not passionate about. They're just there because that's where the herd went, and that herd mentality is leading them. So I totally think this is a massive issue, and more coaching and more mentorship can hopefully fix it little by little.